Peter, the match comes to an end. The score is 17.5, 10.5. But it was very close, and especially yesterday,
Closer than the score suggests. Yeah.
you came back very strongly in the blitz, and today also in the rapid, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, there were a couple of turning points in the shorter back controls where it could have become very interesting, but I lost both of those rapid games, and the final blitz portion, we both weren't taking it very seriously because obviously nothing at stake anymore. But yeah, it's a pity that I lost both of those wide rapid means they were both a lot of fun to play. And I mean, obviously what I did in game 4 is not correct, but in practical terms, it's kind of more fun to play with wide. And from a certain point, there were like legitimate problems for black, in particular, on low time and in practice. And yeah, if I win one of those two, then the final 4 blitz games actually, there's something at stake, and it would have been a lot more interesting. As was, I kind of completed my promise to Nigel. I told him I don't play his stupid Evans. Specifically this Evans. Like, Evans is a good opening, but you shouldn't play Queen B3. But we were kind of discussing the question whether people will panic if you play Queen B3 or not, because nobody remembers what to do against it. But yeah, nobody really panics. Maybe I panic on the white side. So yeah, that was a kind of internal conversation I had with Nigel over these 6 days. So I was kind of the final 4 games. I was at least a lot more relaxed than I would have been if there was still a match you could play, so to speak. Yeah, I enjoyed it a great deal. I think from the creative viewpoint, it must have been quite fun to watch, I think.
Yes.
I think both of us played a lot of very exciting games. And, obviously, the result isn't great, but I'm not very bothered. I'm at this stage in my career, I am even more results unorientated as I was all my life. I mean, I never really cared that much about results specifically, and I definitely don't care now all that much. So, I mean, obviously I want to win, but it doesn't really bother me as long as I managed to play interesting chess, and I think we did that. So,
yeah, phenomenal. I think the games were very exciting, as you said. Today's second rapid game, was that something you had analyzed? Because it was the reverse Sicilian.
That was a misclick. Because it's basically a Sicilian with a move A3, which is bad for me in every single line.
Okay.
It would be much better to have it on A2 in every position, because the bishop on C1 would have squares. No, you, like for anybody watching, do not repeat this. E3 was just, you're supposed to play Queen C2 there, and I just kind of automatically played E3, and then I thought, what am I doing? And then I have to gamble because my situation already is quite critical. So, yeah, not really very much else to say. It's a bit of a pity it wasn't closer, because I think, if we get to the final 4 blitz games with a score, let's say, I don't know, 2 points in somebody's favor, then those blitz games become incredibly exciting. But not the best.
From all the games that you played with Vidit, did you feel at any point that getting into complex, murky positions where even if you are low on material was something where he was going wrong?
Well, I think it's the same with everybody, frankly. I think all of us enjoy attacking more than defending, and on low time in particular, I think in practice, it's a lot easier to play the attacking side and hold these types of positions. Game 2 today was, I think, a perfect example, because this is about as incorrect as it can get. Like, clearly you cannot do this with white, and still there is enough scope for creating some kind of problems that a very strong player such as Vidit can get confused. He definitely got quite a bit confused at some point, and I had very decent winning chances. So it wasn't like a conscious decision, but somehow the way I play the English does kind of lend itself to these types of positions quite a lot.
You had mentioned that you accepted the invitation of this match, like you had a couple of hours to decide. Are you happy with the organization and everything and coming to India and playing?
Yeah, I think yeah, it was a very fun event to play, and I'm happy I came.
Okay, Peter, thank you. We were very, very excited with all the games that you played, and thank you so much.
Request Grandmaster Peter Svidler to please come on the stage.
Evening, everybody. Speaking after Nigel, he already covered all the important points, but I also wanted to thank the organizers and everybody involved with this event for inviting me. It was a fantastic 6 days. As Nigel, I want to express some regret over the result, but on the other hand, I honestly don't think I've ever played 6 days of chess that were so much concentrated fun. It's a kind of a specialized, very chess-specific experience because I didn't really get to see much of the country around me. But somehow the atmosphere here, I think, helped both of us produce a lot of extremely fighting games, which in the end went very much in its way. But I still enjoyed them greatly because honestly, this kind of a match where every day is an adventure and something is actually happening on the board is, at my advanced stage, is basically exactly why I'm playing chess still. And an opportunity was very much given to me here to do this, and I am very grateful for it. And of course, what Nigel said about this tournament and the future of Indian chess in general, I think it's entirely obvious to everybody that this will be a powerhouse for decades to come with the amount of interest in the game that you see every day. And wonderful to see so many kids, and they're giving me a lot of trouble. I had to list the little mark the boards because I couldn't work out what was going on at all. So the future is very bright here, and I'm glad to have been a small part of it. So thanks once again for inviting me.